Hi, everybody. Today we have yet another industry expert from Web3. Peter is taking his time out on a Monday morning from Austria. Thank you so much, Peter. I really wanted to know more about your journey. Honestly, from Web2 to Web3, you're at a position now where you meet industry experts day in, day out. You come across a lot of questions about Web3 from people who want to start, don't know where to start. People who have these big ideas but don't know how to execute, right? Because this whole world is so unknown right now. For me, honestly, like I was telling you before as well, that I have a lot of respect for people who are starting off in Web3 because they are sort of leaving their well-built careers in Web2 and learning how to transition into this new world and starting from scratch. And that is very scary because it's an unknown world. Nobody knows too much about it. Everybody's trying to gather information from each other. And here I am doing just the same.
Thanks for having me, and it's a pleasure for me to tell my story, where I'm coming from and where I'm heading to, and where I'm currently at. So thanks, Shania, for having me. My name is Peter. I'm a software developer from Austria. As she introduced, it's pretty early, so please bear with me when I have some shadows below my eyes. In addition to that, we have even a public holiday today, so it's earlier as the most other people here in the country, I think. So yes, as I said, I'm a software developer. I'm started to build projects for clients, I think two and a half years ago. So in the beginning of 2020, I was 30 back then.
Mm-hmm.
I go backwards because I think it shows the journey pretty well. So I started to develop projects for clients 2 years ago. Before that, I was studying computer science at Vienna University of Technology, and luckily we had some cool lectures already, or also very how should I say, people that are interested in cutting edge technologies like blockchain in 2017. So we had really had a lecture in 2017 at the university that was teaching us how to build smart contracts, what is security concerns, and all those stuff. So I digged into this topic already 2017 from a technical perspective. Of course, from a financial perspective, one has heard about these topics earlier. But as you know, I was a student back then, so I hadn't that much money to invest. But I started to learn about the things, and yeah, it interested me more and more. And so this is my Web3 journey, so to say. I started 2017, tried to learn everything that was available. So I took every course. I don't know, read almost every article or a lot of articles. And yeah, so when I was then starting my own career as a freelancer, I also tried to build Web3 or blockchain-based projects, to be honest. But at least in my experience, so when you are a single person company, it was really hard in these days because there were some interests, of course, but I don't know, I would say those companies that were interested went more likely to bigger other companies and not to single person companies, and not to freelancers. So, but this is really shifted with the NFT hype in 2021.
Especially with so many, new ideas and projects coming out, whether it's NFTs, whether it's DeFi, whether it's gaming. And those three seem to be like the top three, trends that people are adopting faster than the rest. So what do you have to say about these trends? And where do you think is this Web3 world headed right now?
Yeah, so DeFi was a big topic, I would say in 2020, 2021, right? Yeah, or 2019 already. NFT came up then 2021. But actually, I wrote a smart contract at university already in 2017 as well. So it's an old technology as well. But yeah, somehow this CryptoPunk stuff made it through finally. And yeah, so I think NFTs are a very, very interesting concept. So because it enables the first time, I would say in history, to prove on a digital way that I own something. So it's about digital ownership, right?
Sure. Wow.
So and I think this is a big trend. So tokenization, it's circling around a lot since a few years already, this word tokenization. Government is of course slow and it takes time. So therefore it's no real breakthrough, I would say, at the moment. But when these entities also recognize the importance of these technologies, or because I think they do already, but they are slow because of nature. So I think government is behind, so needs to really catch up, yeah, what is technically possible, and to also adapt the law towards this technology. And therefore, I think it's a big trend, but it takes time because we need others, people or government as well.
But I think we're getting there, like step by step, because in a sense, like you mentioned as well, right? Like we started off with CryptoPunks, right? We started off with these JPEGs, and everybody was like super into it, not really knowing what they're getting involved into. But now when I see new projects, like most of the NFT projects as well that are coming out are really focused on the utility aspect.
Yes, of course, this is really important. So last year, I would say nobody has to build any utility for their projects. They were simply sold out because of nature, because everybody wants to buy NFTs. Now everybody needs to, yeah, somehow stand out between other projects that are not doing anything special. So you have to care about the utility. But I would say I often also see people are constructing utilities that are no real utilities, because it's like sitting down and saying, I need a utility. What should I do? So you know what I mean? So I don't want to say that every project is like this. I wanted to say that building utility is really important because you have to somehow stand out between other projects and make yourself, I don't know, more visible to the world, of course. But building utilities, I think, is also not easy because you have to somehow construct or build a or benefits for your users, and these benefits are somehow also often tied into ecosystems. So I don't know, for example, if I buy an NFT, I can get an airdrop, but with this airdrop, I can join a platform, or with my NFT, I can join a platform and can do some things. So it's really about building stuff a lot. That's good because a lot of people are putting their brains together and thinking we do better, or what can we do for our users, right? So, but it's hard, I think.
No, that's very true.
But important. So of course,
Throughout, like apart from the technical skills, like what sort of other skills have you built while you worked with so many people, so many clients, and on so many projects?
Sure. That's an interesting question. So I would, because you also mentioned that building building the personality is also important, right? So I also started to do some personal development stuff, like having a vision board, having some goals written down, doing daily writing and all the stuff. So I think it's really also about, as you said, not only physical skills, but also mindset or soft skills that has to be built when you want to, I don't know, higher level than you are today. So and moving back to the original question. So I started with a classical Web2 project. It was a front-end application for a quantum computing system, actually pretty cutting edge technology as well, but had nothing to do with blockchain or Web3. And I started to somehow, sell my time, to be honest. So like a freelancer, for me, in my understanding, a freelancer sells his time, and it's a little bit it leads to a one-way street, because I think you don't have much more time than 40 hours or maybe 50 hours a week or maybe 60 hours. So it's up to you how much you would like to work. I think it's really important to shift towards a way of thinking that is more like selling value. So what is the value on the other side? Yeah, the recognized value, and how much is this worth? So, and then you can also reach higher levels, because then you can decouple your time from the income stream, of course. And then you can also onboard other people to your company, I would say, that are also providing value. And this is a transition that started in my head somehow, last year or this year already. I'm also doing a business coaching that is helping me to shift towards this way of thinking. And I also want to now move away, or I'm currently moving away from selling my time to selling my value, doing less hourly rate projects, more fixed price projects, because I also think, okay, what is the value on the other side? And maybe and try to somehow wrap a number around this value. And I also want to onboard people now. So I'm building a limited corporation. So at the moment, I'm a single person company in Austria, is it called? And I'm now building a limited corporation. I really, at the moment, I really love to really build projects for clients, to bring in my Web3 and blockchain expertise to projects. And I also want to scale with this. So building a small company with, I don't know, maybe 10 people. So my vision board, here it is, says I have 10 people in 2 years.
Oh, so nice.
So
That's really
let,
nice.
let's see
Yeah.
if this works out.
But would you also want to mention the services that you provide so that if anybody listening is interested and wants to talk to
Sure,
you?
sure, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm doing Web3 development basically, so blockchain development and smart contract development. So if you have an NFT project, for example, or want to build a distributed application, then I'm your man, so to say.
Right.
We will start with a workshop where we will figure out what is the application about and what can we do. I'm also somehow critical, so I'm not fully blinded by this Web3 and blockchain stuff. So I know that building things, as I said in the beginning, we can also build on centralized stuff, because in the end it must make sense in a whole, and there are also other aspects than just decentralization. And so to say, we start with a workshop, then we build things, we teach, I provide knowledge transfer. I really want you or the client to have as much Web3 and blockchain knowledge as possible out of this cooperation, because I really think it's an important knowledge in future. So it's for me, it's an important building block of a cooperation to provide know-how transfer on the other side. So I'm doing smart contract development, smart contract auditing, peer reviewing, coding, of course. Doing workshops. Yeah. So I think
I
this
love
is
that.
somehow it.
I love that. Yeah. I would love to know what advice do you have for people starting off in Web3?
So I give this advice as a software developer for maybe software developers or from technical perspectives. So I would really say to understand Web 2 very well, because a lot of people are also writing me on Twitter or on LinkedIn, how can I get into this Web 3 world? I also recorded a video on YouTube because I get this question very often. And they want to learn Web 3 right away. But I always say, it's not Web 3 or Web 2. I think Web 3 includes Web 2, because we need, as I said, I think centralized services, we need front-end applications, we need requirements engineering. You need to talk to the clients and understand what the people want on the other side. And this is the same with Web 2. So this is nothing different. So really understanding Web 2, so understanding front-end, back-end development, understanding cloud services, because you also need some cloud hosting providers for your applications, for at least for the front end. Then I would say learn blockchains as a technology, and not starting with Ethereum or something or Bitcoin. So starting with blockchain. What is a blockchain? Yeah. So the core idea. When you understand this, I would recommend to head over to Ethereum and to its ecosystem, because it's of course, the biggest blockchain. The most applications are running on it. The most people are familiar with these technologies. And so I would then learn Ethereum and maybe Polygon as a sidechain solution to scale things better. And then of course Solidity. So because you have to code in Solidity then. And Java, also from the programming languages, it's Solidity very important. And of course for the Web 2 world, JavaScript or TypeScript, I would say. So when you can code in both languages, then you are pretty good, I would say.
That's really nice advice. I think it would really help people who are starting off, because there's so many people, who are in the development space and they don't really know how to get involved into this, whole Web3, trending topic that everybody's talking about. But it's good advice from your side. Thank you so much for that. But my last question, Peter, would be that you've had a really good journey, and now you're also working with different people. You have your vision board, and I honestly really appreciate that so much, because it really, for me, that's very real. It just speaks volumes of someone who is having a real journey, and that's really good. I would really want to know, what is your advice for people in their 20s? Like, how should they invest their time, money, and energy?
I really would say it's, thanks for the kind words, by the way. I really would say it's about yourself. So you need to be aware that it's important to take care of yourself, doing sports, eating healthy, or at least most of the times healthy, doing sports at least most of the times, maybe not every day, and also seeing time as a very valuable asset. I think so. Time is the most valuable asset you have, and I try to not waste any time. Doesn't mean that I don't relax or something, because I see now relaxing as part of the game. It recharges my energy, my battery. So relaxing is not waste of time. But it started for me in my when I was 30. So it wasn't my 20s, it was my 30s. So with 30 years old, I started to think about personal development. I lost a few pounds then, and did sports, started to do sports regularly, and so invest in yourself. Personal development, I think it's a good start.
And thank you so much for your time. Thank you.